the servers
right?
were
So I
down,
thought
right? So I thought maybe he
maybe
was
that's why he was
maybe that's
anxious
why he
too.
was
Was
Well,
anxious
yeah.
too. Was
He
aware.
literally
He
said
literally said
they got like
they got like
DDoS or
DDoS or
DOS. I don't know the proper nomenclature, but like, didn't he at the very
DDoS, yeah.
beginning say something about like a server attack?
Yeah, he did say they were being DDoSed, which, if that's true, that's a bummer. I could believe it. Uh,
Good morning,
Isn't
typically,
good
DDoS when
morning.
like to discover someone's location?
You do
no.
grab your
So
blunt, twist it, you
there's a
blunt.
type of attack
Let's get this day started, big dog.
against the computer. Like, you don't have to always be stealing information. You could just be trying to knock a computer offline.
Oh,
And uh, the DOS part of it is denial of service, and what you're essentially doing is, just think like if you're a web server, you can only host so many users. So if I make a bunch of fake users and I fill up all of those slots, no one else can visit the website, and it's really expensive for you because you're like full up of fake users. You're not
right,
making any money on them,
right.
and so it takes, like, in some cases, depending on what the bottleneck is that you're exploiting, it could knock your server could like fail and shut down.
Yeah,
Usually, most DDoS though nowadays just takes advantage of network bandwidth. It just congests the network bandwidth. No one else can
I'm
connect
gonna
to
leave it
it.
on this screen
It
for a sec.
damages the reputation of the website. That's usually it, but it could do more than that.
do we know if Twitter
But
uses all internal servers? I mean, I was under the impression that pretty much every company other than uh, Microsoft, every like software company other than Microsoft or Google or Amazon uses one of the three's servers, one or more than one.
I do not actually know who their service provider is. You'd be able to tell if it's AWS. You'd be able to tell because their IP address would be in a block that's assigned to AWS.
I'm
Usually,
not that
you can tell.
technical. I just
No, I'm like letting you. I'm not saying you like go look. I'm saying a person can normally look and tell.
I see.
I've never bothered to look and find out.
Be
Um,
interesting to know.
but I'd imagine it's something like a combination of the two.
Right.
Um, and then
Especially given the
what
sheer volume of that.
definitely. And you want different parts maybe in different places. So
That's
like
true. Right. Right.
where they keep their code might be on internal servers, and then they push the finished product to the cloud provider because that's easy to scale.
Gotcha.
And then you have something called like CDN, which are it's what they would refer to as being part of like edge network stuff. So I'll take my website. I'm using figuratively my website. I'll take my website and I'll give it to Cloudflare, and Cloudflare will make a copy of each page and keep it in a server that sits in each country. And then people from that country, when they go to my website, they get served the video. Like YouTube does this a lot. You don't download the video from Silicon Valley. It's from a server that's sitting like in your country to make it the
Right.
shortest, download. It's having traversed less network, so you're like staging. It's like staging. People from that country, when they go to my website, they get served the video. Like YouTube does this a lot. You don't download the video from Silicon Valley. It's from a server that's sitting like in your country to make it the shortest, download. It's
Oh, you
having
pearl,
traversed
these bitches.
less network, so you're like staging. It's like staging.
Hold up.
we are still trending sideways here, very much consolidating here. Now, we're still kind of waiting to see what's going to happen.
Anybody speaking in this shit?
Big move for SHIB. Now, real quick before we take a look at some meme coins, take a
I don't know why the sound be cutting out. That shit be weird. It's just a nigga just sitting in there.
through, and if not, then you've got the money in Bitcoin anyway, which if you expend the capital and buy mining, then you're hoping to convert that into Bitcoin at the end.
Oh yeah, it's quiet in there. Just a bunch of guys sitting in the room.
It's hard to say that would happen, but I do want to do. Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
Real quick, I was going to say, what you said there was really interesting, because there are even still countries that exist that they don't even care about the advancement of technology. They want to stay where they are with their culture, the way they live, all that stuff. So it's like, which countries actually want this utopian future and which ones don't with technology, because they're just happy living the life that they've lived for thousands of years.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're in a situation where people are just the reason why we have peace is because we're afraid we're gonna blow each other up. Like peace is at a standoff situation where it's like, this country has these weapons, this country has these weapons. So we're effectively at that point. But I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a cap. Are you at your soundboard? Because I'm gonna need you to do the Harpy Hack of the Week song in a second. So before we get into this deeper conversation, Chief, stick around. Marcus, stick around. I want to keep this going because, look, we have a slow morning like this. As far as crypto news, I love having these deeper discussions and kind of getting people's opinions on things. So let's do this. Let's for now do the Harpy Hack of the Week.
It's time for the Harpy Hack of the Week. Wallet securities food.
And let's talk about it's time for the Harpy Hack of the Week, brought to you by our wonderful sponsor, Harpy. And on this Hack of the Week, we're going to talk about the July 2022 hack of renowned NFT artist DK Kwan, better known as DK Motion, when they had their Twitter account hacked, leading to a theft of $150,000 worth of NFTs from DK's followers. The hacker posted a fake link to an exclusive NFT drop saying the Let's Walk collection airdrop is now live. Only 1,000 lucky people are able to claim. Good luck. It tricked fans into connecting their wallets to a malicious site which looked just like DK. DK said that they, quote, usually have two-factor authentication enabled on their social media accounts, but that their, quote, guess was that 2FA was off at that specific time that they were hacked. A little bit of a sketchy thing there. By the way, if you haven't seen DK's art, DK Motion's art is electric, very thought-provoking and deep, but the incident really underscores two key points. Number one, enable two-factor authentication. A simple Google Authenticator or even a more secure YubiKey can help keep you from having your account taken over. I have 2FA recommend that anybody who doesn't get it 2FA. Number two, don't click links unless you're 100% certain. Don't feel the need to be first. FOMO is not worth the consequence of that malicious link. Everybody, especially in 2021, even now, will see something. Here's the contract address. Here's the link. Next thing you know, you're drained. You're sending money to a honeypot. Don't worry about being first. I promise you, it is not worth it. It has never been worth it. And that was the Harpy hack of the week, brought to you by Harpy, the most advanced wallet security tool for keeping your crypto and NFTs safe from theft. Harpy helps you monitor your wallet for risk, block detected threats, and recover stolen assets from malicious transactions all in real time. Go to harpy.io to secure your wallet for free. That's harpy.io, harpie.io. Again, get signed up for it. I'm probably going to do something at some point, like maybe next week. Sign up for Harpy, because at some point, maybe in the next week, we'll give away like a Degen pass or something to someone in the comments who shows that they're signed up and securing their wallets. I know I had some permissions I immediately revoked when I saw that when I went onto Harpy. So my wallet security, I thought that I fancied myself pretty good. Turns out that I had a little bit of upgrading to do there. Cap.
You know what, Steve? One of the cool things that I didn't even realize was a feature, but I now really enjoy and appreciate. Like I woke up the other morning to an email that there was some ApeCoin deposited in one of my wallets. It was from the Thank It grant for board shorts. And I was like, oh, that's nice. And then more importantly, it also sent me a notification when I sent those funds out of the wallet and said, hey, is this you? Like, I don't know what triggered it, because it's not every transaction, but it was definitely a new transaction. It was not something that inside of my normal activity. And the notification, just in case like you have been compromised, to get that heads up, was I felt a nice little feature I wasn't expecting.
Dude, absolutely. I actually had that same exact experience where I was as people know, I play Pirate Nation, and I was playing Pirate Nation, and they have their token, Pirate token, and you can use staked Pirate token to buy these gems in game. And it was like they were getting to a week where buying these gems, the price is going to go up. They do a tremendous job with expansion. Like, we've talked about it. We've had Adam for another team many times. They're moving forward. They're going to be a game that your friends and family are going to hear about and play. But, Pirate Nation is one of those ones where it's like I had Pirate token. I used some Pirate to buy gems, and then I thought to myself, you know what? Like, I think that I want to own more Pirate, because I believe in this token, and eventually I think it should go up, and I want to keep staking as much as I was. So I went and I bought more Pirate, and I sent it back to the wallet. And again, the notification was like, oh, did you mean to send this here? Did this go here? Keep an eye out for there. Even actually, I had a sort of a cryptocurrency that showed up in my wallet that somebody had just sent to me as a sort of hack trick, dead contract that they'd sent to my MetaMask. I got a notification on it. I Googled it. I immediately knew what it was. I knew not to interact with the contract, not to send it, not to swap it anywhere. It's like things like that you just get these little notifications heads up on. And I've been sending, different things back and forth as far as like rebalancing my portfolio, and getting those notifications in real time is actually something that is very useful to me, because, if I get a notification that I sent an ETH out of my wallet somewhere and I didn't do it, I know immediately to secure my wallet, right? And so I think those sort of email notifications are something that I keep telling people. If you're bringing like friends and family into the space, we talk about onboarding. If you're bringing someone in, like I have a friend who came in who's like playing around in DeFi a little bit, I had him sign up for Harpy because then they have, because I can't just be there to monitor them all the time. And when I brought some people in 2021, I actually had a person who worked in my group who, you know, got social engineered and ended up clicking a bad link. And it was like, I can't be there all the time to monitor them, but Harpy can. And so I just think having those tools handy is something that's really, really important. And, you know, for my money, you don't have a better one than Harpy, as far as like, they're going to tell you what permissions you have in your wallet, what's working well there. They're going to tell you when crypto's coming in and out of your wallet. They're going to give you an assessment based on a score based on your wallet. So, I mean, again, I revoked several permission accesses to my hot wallet, which I thought was, even though it was a hot wallet, I thought it was a relatively secure one. And you just find stuff. And look, we talked about it in one of the Harpy Hack of the Week. The NFT trader hack that happened a while ago, it was like, that was old permissions. OpenSea sometimes has old permissions, and you just want to revoke whatever those are, because you might be like, oh, well, who cares? What's that going to be now? And that's all well and good until the random gutter cat minting site that you gave a permission to a few years ago that maybe had a more aggressive permission ends up getting hacked and getting happened. So I would say just, you know, pay attention to that stuff, because hackers are not going to get less sophisticated. They're only going to get more sophisticated. And so, again, I would go harpie.io. If you're listening right now, sign up for an account. If you haven't, it's free. You can just sign up and get the wallet in there. And we will, like I said, maybe we'll give away a Degen pass or something to get someone in the war room who is playing around on Harpy and has their stuff connected and can show that off cap. Yeah, for me, it's a really nice tool, and I've been enjoying it very, very much. That said, Cap, any other thoughts on that before we kind of, you know, Uno reverse card back and get Marcus in here?
Yeah, no, I'll let you take us to hands here. I would just say to all the punks out there, you are welcome. My teasing of punks and letting them know that they'll be flipped by apes and pudgies a few times over the last, we'll say, 48 hours has apparently led the market. It has nothing to do with that alien punk that sold for an undisclosed amount. Rather, I'm sure punks are pumping, and all the, you know, the sale volume is purely related to myself fudding punks.
You need to put two things together. One, that tweet about that. You need to get that out there. You need to talk about pudgies flipping. If you don't, I'm going to put something out and tag you, because like you need to get it out there. Number one. So I'm giving you a deadline. You have 24 hours to get your tweet out about how pudgies and apes are going to flip punks, or I'm going to put it, you know, I'm going to basically like quote you and be like, you know, Captain Zwiggly says that apes and, you know, pudgies are flipping punks by the end of the year. Here's why he might be right or something, and I will get the timeline all abuzz if you don't. So,
bolder if I put it out right in the middle of a cook for punks.
Now's the perfect time. Now's the perfect time to say punks are cooking, but don't get too excited. Don't spend it all in one place, punks, because it's not like you need to get that out there. If you don't, again, I'm going to give you 24 hours. 9:05 on Tuesday, August 20th, 2024 year of our Lord. I'm giving you 24 hours, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this tweet out. So that's what we're going to have. We're going to have it in draft ready to fire. Marcus, go ahead and get in here. Feel free to take us back the direction. I know you fought in your armed services, so I'd love to hear your perspective on this.
No, GM. And I want to say, hope everyone's having a great morning and continue to have a great day. But no, let me see. Wow, having my morning break, I was sitting here pondering this, and I feel like greed is the main thing behind hate, right? It's used as either a tool for greed or because of greed, and that's just how I can see how I see it right now. The division between let's just say political parties, right? The left and the right are the same. It's the left and the right hand of the same body, right? Ultimately, at the end of the day. But greed drives that body, right? And so I feel like hate is a tool used by greed. not trying to get philosophical here or nothing like that. It's just how my mind is processing what you guys are saying and how you're putting it out.
Can I ask a follow-up on that, like with the greed thing? Because I agree mostly with this point. Like, I think generally
I think
speaking,
this is actually
Yes,
a
not
regular
in
wallet.
every case, generally.
but like, do you think that like?
gotta
But
be.
here's where I would ask the question on that, because I think I agree on the whole as far as like our political spectrum goes for
This
certain.
gotta
Like,
be
I
a
think
regular
in
wallet
the United
for
States, greed is what's driving a lot of what people do, right? Like, you see people who are looking to, you know, like political people get in power, they want to stay in power, they have donors who are telling them what to do, those donors ultimately help them. You are able to, like, the political party, the political spectrum is really just a giant version of Candy Crush Saga. It's pay to win. You basically pay more money and you continue to advance up, and you right? I mean, like, that's it's a pay to win game. But at the same time, I think more broadly speaking, my general take is that it becomes more ideological, sort of what Joey was saying earlier, where there are people. It's sort of like, you know, like even going back to the Japan the Japanese sort of kamikaze pilots. It's like they were willing to, like, it was crazy the idea that somebody was willing to just fly a plane into a boat because that was like the best way to do the most damage. And so you have people who are so ideologically driven that they are willing to do that they're willing to do, you know, the furthest possible sacrifice. And so I guess, like, to me, like, you know, it feels like that, like, greed is a large part of it. I would like largely agree with that, but I do think, like, when you start leaving the Western world, it becomes. Do you think it's fair to say, and like you have more experience in this than me, so I'm genuinely asking, it becomes more ideological?
Well, yes and no. And
you think that's weaponized? I guess would be the follow-up. Do you think the ideological is weaponized?
Yes, and the reason I say that is because it boils down to the people who are in power, right? Because they're ultimately making the decisions of these ideological people. Right, because people are looking to be controlled in some form or facet. So regardless of how, you know, the ideals get tailored. If you're getting what I'm saying, right? If I can, you know, make you this diehard to the outside world, it just looks like, you know, you're just all or nothing for whatever the belief is. But I'm controlling the belief for my own gain. It's like the whole book Eli was solely about that, right? Using the Bible as a tool to control the masses. That's the same thing with using political parties or anything else that you can have someone develop strong passions about. That would cause them to
come back to this in like 2 minutes.
Self.
We gotta go check the market.
Surviving ideals, right?
Gotta check
there's
the
a whole
market.
theory, right? And there's a school of thought, and like to your point, like I'm going to butcher this, and somebody can tell me if I'm not correct on this. That effectively, sort of the idea of religion was, you know, people are like, oh, well, government came from religion.
Amazing,
there's like the theory that government came from religion in order to, I'm going to butcher this so hard, but somebody will probably correct me.
They're going to 1,000
community, but like there's like the theory government was created by religion. You know, after government was created by religion in order to sort of like govern the masses, and then there's the thought that religion was actually created by government to give something bigger than themselves to control the masses. I don't have a particular perspective on that because I'm not a scholar by any means in that sort of like category. But it's an interesting idea of like the idea that, like, you know, if you ask someone to do something for you, it might be hard to convince them to sort of like jump how high and be like, yeah, why would I do this? Like, are you kidding me? Risk my life. But when you give them something bigger than themselves to risk, and you say to them like, oh, well, you know, yes, like, not only like, yes, you're fighting for this religion, but yet oftentimes it's kind of funny, as much as like they say that, the people who are asking and espousing that thing aren't the ones fighting, they're the ones who are sending people to fight. There is something to be said about that. So I guess you're basically saying the idea that it comes down to greed and control, in your opinion, and in that sense, it's like, it's not about like, it's about the people who are sending people off to fight fight to war are almost like it's like that sort of like classic like cartoony like fat cat person in like sort of a high tower who's sending someone else off to fight. Sort of old men sending young men off to fight, so to speak, and they almost are weaponizing it. Sort of like when you watch like to make a very crude analogy, it's like you watch these reality shows and someone would like fire someone up to go do something, and in reality, like they're the ones who are like they're just trying to manipulate them into doing it. So you're basically saying the ideological opportunities are more manipulative, in your opinion, which I actually don't think is a crazy point of view. Am I playing that back right?
Yep.
Solana might come down and test.
Yeah, that's not a crazy point of view. Actually, I think it's actually a relatively fair point of view.
What's that line? What's the first?
Joey
line?
Valls, say your hand go up as Marcus is talking. Don't want to let you get in here. Joey Valls, jump in.
Yeah, I think his point on greed is very relevant. It is definitely a factor when it comes to a lot of the things that have happened in our world. It's just interesting that we have this phrase, history, what is it? Learn from our past, or history repeats itself, or whatever it is, right? Like, we live in a time now where we have access to an incredible amount of information, literally at our fingertips. Not everybody, but an overwhelming population of the world has access to an incredible amount of information, especially in our country. But yet we seem to still fail to learn from previous mistakes that have happened in our history. I mean, there's a reason why we have the phrase "United we stand, divided we fall." Right? And
we see this popping.
When you think about what he was saying about like the government and the two parties and power and control, it's really difficult. And we've seen this in our history before, where when the populace comes together under whatever the main reason is. Let's say this conversation all about politics and history started with crypto, right? So let's think about that phrase, united we stand, divided we fall. If we can all unite on the idea that crypto and the blockchain are the future, and we can all come together, whether that's through petitions, marches, rallies, whatever it is, it's going to be really difficult to not be heard and not
we're just checking the chart. Chart ugly. This shit gonna crash too. We'll check back on it though. Oh shit. What my boys saying?
The right versus the left. Like that phrase of united we stand, divided we fall is one of the most factual phrases ever said. And it dates back to 1799. So we're talking, almost 250 years ago. And yet today we still don't heed those warnings when it comes to any of the many things that are happening in our country and around the world. And yes, it does apply to the conversation of crypto, 100%.
I think it comes a little bit down to Marcus's point, though, is that, we do have this world where, like, people like the average person is funny. We talk about crypto. The average person who's voting in a lot of these states cares about the cost of bread and milk. You hear it all the time, like people talking about inflation, because and they've even gotten down to like not using the term inflation because they're basically trying to say, look, like it's sort of like the cost of what you're buying at the grocery store. Like the average person, like I've seen a couple videos recently where like people are like, I'm just tired of like waking up, going to work every day, feeling like I can't get like ahead no matter how hard I work, no matter what I do. And then prices keep going up and we're losing our spending power. And there is probably some crypto discussion to be had there. But I think part of the problem is, when you're educating on a complex topic, I talk to my friends college-educated professionals, some of which even work in the tech world, some of work in and it's like I talk to these people who work at like Fortune 500 companies, and getting them to wrap their head around crypto can be hard. And so it's like, trying to like understand that. To your point, like the news stations like weaponize it because there's more money to be made. Like, I don't know if you saw, there was a clip recently where I think it was Colbert was talking to someone from CNN and was like, "Oh, CNN, obviously you cover the news unbiased," and like the crowd laughed, and it wasn't meant to be a joke. And she was like, "Was that supposed to be a joke?" He's like, "It wasn't, but I guess it is." And they kind of laughed, but it was like he wasn't trying to make a joke, but it's gotten to the point where if someone from CNN or Fox News, okay, here's a good example. My brother is a political reporter who works for CNN, and he covers both sides. So he's been very consistent in going after Democrats and going after Republicans. Recently, he did a story on Tim Walz and Kamala Harris, and I can't remember even what the story was. But he sent me like, he was laughing because he sent me like the clips from Fox where they would like use his whole story, and they're like, even fake news CNN's reporting it. That's how you know it's true. And we're like laughing like he's always covered things as fair as possible. But like it's funny because that's where the point where we literally have rivalries between political news stations that feel like you're watching like Ohio State versus Michigan or a sports rivalry, calling each other names. And it's like my brother did a story, an investigative story, as he does on Democrats like all the time. Just doesn't always get like picked up as much. But it's like he does the story and they're like, it's true. It's fake news. CNN is saying. He's like, yeah, of course it's true because I did research. I got my proper sources. Like it has nothing to do with where I work. Like the work I do matters. But like the stations have weaponized this to the point where they put a talking head on. He's gonna walk on and say like things that are just outrageous. And I think I don't know. So I think like it's your point. Like I get what you're saying, but like unless there is a major event to unite the country, I don't think it generally happens. And then when there is a major event to unite the country, I even find oftentimes politicians use that to be opportunists to stay in power. It's like they want to keep their job. So I don't know. Joey, go ahead and get back in.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing when it comes to, again, as a history person, you look back. Today, in 2024, if you take the time to, like we talk about people building out spider webs and, like Zach XBT and how he's so talented at those things. But like if you take the time to understand like who owns all of the different things where we get our information from, right? Like when freedom of the press came out as a fundamental right in our country 250 years ago, the press wasn't owned by BlackRock. It wasn't owned by these giant VC conglomerates that have controlling interests over the stock market and who's in political power. And it wasn't like that. It was independent news sources that existed. And the problem, and this is where it's like, do you believe in more government control or less government control? Because if you believe in less government control, then who's going to go in and say, hey, ABC conglomerate that owns every single news station and make sure that the messaging is all aligned to push some type of agenda, you're not allowed to do that. Because if you want less government control, then the big companies like that are going to continue to go up and buy up all the different media sources. And like, for example, we talk about the housing costs, right? Like when you look at interest rates 40 years ago were like 12%, but the cost of a house was $45,000 and you made $22,000. So it was only 2x what you made. So even at a 12% interest rate, it was affordable. Today, the average income is like, 50, 60,000, but the average house is 400 and something thousand, right? So like if you want less government control, and this relates to crypto 100%, if you want less government control, Okay, who's going to stand up and say, hey, the BlackRocks, these companies, like, you can't buy up all the houses because now you're making housing unaffordable and everybody has to rent because they can't afford the housing crosser. Who's going to say, like, hey, you can't buy up all the media because when you buy up all the media, you're the one controlling the narrative? And or do you want more government control that says, hey, monopolies are illegal and we need to break them apart, and there's a reason why we have monopoly laws. And so it's a really difficult position to be in as somebody in that, if you're pushing for crypto, which is decentralization, less government control, etc., but then you look at the other aspects of what's going on. How do you where's the balance, right? Where do we say we want the government to step in and we don't want the government to step in?
What's your opinion on that?
So I think it's a very nuanced answer, which is going to be we need government to help the little people, but then at the same time the government has to have limited powers. So I don't know. I'm not a political science major. I don't have all the answers. I'm not as smart as your brother probably when it comes to politics, but there needs to be. We have one of the best political systems in the world, whether you like the way it's run or not. The fact that we have the three branches and the balance of powers and all that stuff, where one helps regulate the other. The question is though, like, who is actually regulating them? And it's supposed to be the people by electing them. But when you look at lobbyists, like, I'm very outspoken in the fact that I think lobbyists should be banned. I don't think lobbyists should be allowed in our government because lobbyists have all the money and they're the ones that are helping to push the agendas. Because at the end of the day, if our representatives are supposed to represent the people, but lobbyists are the ones with the billions and trillions of dollars that are pushing these agendas, is it really the people that get to regulate?
Can I make a distinction and ask a question here? Do you think lobbyists should be gone, or do you think lobbies and the ability to contribute money should be gone? Because I think those are two separate questions.
You're right. Yeah. No, you're spot on. So, like, I think lobbying is a natural thing, right? Like, if I want to, like, for example, with crypto, if we want to put a group of people together to go to DC to lobby for, less or whatever we want in regards to crypto, that should be 100% allowed. Our voice should be heard, whether that's through petitions or getting the opportunity to speak to the government directly or whatever. But the idea that you can, to your point, like campaign funds, right? Like, where the campaign people joke or people think it's funny when politicians call each other out from where they get their funds from. But that's a serious thing. Like, if you want to know where your political party stands, or the person you're voting for, right? Whether it's your governor, whether it's your senator or your president, look at their donation list. Look at who is giving them money. You need to raise the fact that you need to raise, and Steve, you might know this. Is it $5 million to even be considered for president or something, right? What is the number?
I don't remember the number, but it is massive. That sounds right.
Yeah, like the fact that you can't even be considered for, like, to run. Like, I could not just be like, I want to run for president and I'm going to drive around the country and campaign. Like, I can't, because unless I raise that money. So the fact that, like, in order to do this, you have to raise money. Well, who's going to raise all that money? Who's going to give you the money to pay for your campaign, to pay for all the expenses? It is the lobbies, like what you're saying, that are saying, like, hey, here's 20, like the NRA, here's $25 million, right, for your campaign, but you better make sure that you are pushing the right to bear arms and blah blah blah, or any of the other ones that exist. So yes, I agree. Your distinction, Steve, is spot on. Lobbying should be acceptable, but lobbying attached to some type of financial, like, receipt is where the problem is. Which, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think the forefathers had the foresight to think and maybe they did. Maybe George Washington was bought. I don't know, right? But maybe they didn't have that foresight to say hey, one day there's going to be really wealthy people that can contribute to campaigns, which will influence decisions, and this is something that we should account for. But that's why they say the Constitution is a living, breathing document. These are things that we should look into. The same with terms for senators and House and representatives, like the House and the Senate. Why do they not have terms? These are things that should be accounted for. My assumption is the reason why they didn't have terms is because 250 years ago they didn't live past 35, so it didn't matter.
Let's see what the money's talking about, baby.
Very good.
Gotta give her a kiss.
NVIDIA 130 has been very heavy resistance and cannot get over that. So. Where's the EMA? Daily 9 EMA is at 118. 21's at 116. So I mean, the market starts to do a little bit of a healthy pullback. NVIDIA can be the leading indicator.
NVIDIA rejected right at that 130 on the dot twice.
Yeah. I like it for a short. I'm not gonna chase it, but whoa! What is that? Is that a hangman on the floor?
I don't like charts like this, man. Scary.
Believe we have some Fed speakers today, and then FOMC minutes tomorrow. So.
Yeah, I knew there was going to be a little sell-off overnight. Not much though, really. But it did fill that gap.
We just get it
under before the open. That would be nice.
Worry about the follow what you need to get your dollar up.
Are you short amp?
Yeah.
Yeah, hit that gap and filled that gap at what time? I knew it would. About
an hour after my prediction.
3:40 a.m.
Everybody went outside, looked at the peak supermoon, and then came back in and shorted it.
Wait, something was crazy about the moon last night?
I guess so.
Dude,
Yeah,
supermoon. I was looking at it and it was super bright. Like it was excessively bright. And I told my friend I was lit and I'm like, yo, what's up with that? He's like, normal moon. And I'm like, nah, that's not a normal moon.
Normal moon. You're like, nah.
That's the blue moon.
Apple ripping.
Apple. Understand I'm clipping this face. As soon as we're done. I'm sending this to somebody. Like I'm so right now.
I'm so right now. I'm not crazy.
Blue moon.
I had no idea about pictures of it.
I wonder how you make clips.
Tides were
first of four supermoons in a row. Kind of a historic event.
Both getting a big pop there.
Could be uber bullish.
Could be uber bullish.
Man, we see it.
The Aztecs do more than the
Market open.
Yeah.
Let's see. Market open.
Let's go.
Sit back and watch.
What is hedge pressure? Okay.
$75 for contract gain on those Tesla calls we had yesterday. 225 I sold in the force of the position.
Tesla 230s opening up 232%. The other 240s are up 190%. And the other 230s are up 180. Let's fucking go.
God bless America.
God bless the world. Let's fucking go.
I hate being in a position at the open.
Dude, I'm in sick.
Yeah.
Fuck.
On futures.
Oh. Yeah, it's gotta be
Coin
straight.
with a nasty candle at the open. After being strong this morning.
Yeah, I would always like de-risk into the open if I was doing futures. Maple always does that. Because like that opening print could just screw everything up for you.
See if Apple gets that continuation with that nice green candle before the open.
Put is up 73%. Love that. Still 30.
Ooh, Apple. Multiple squeezes here in the morning? Whoa.
Yeah.
Stop filled.
Took Tesla 230 calls, 10-minute 90-point EMA risk.
Alright, I'm taking a short again here off of this 50 area. I don't like it. It's too volatile.
Apple, what you gonna do?
I'm trimming two of my Tesla 240s at the 226 level, and I'm holding 3. That's at 213%.
There's 15 minutes squeeze on Apple.
We're breaking pre-market high here on Tesla. I have to scale $30 per contract. Hold half. The 225 up $200 per contract. Make sure you guys lock in some profit. I'm going to scale a little more here just down to the runners to be safe.
Tesla.
Tesla.
That's my next target upside here. 228.4 and then 230.
Bomba club.
See if she pushes to it. Someone says something about what's going on with Starbucks? Oh, candle.
Shit this morning.
Just got a big condol. Ooh, Pan W. Ruh-roh Reggie. Is that an IV flush play right there? Ripper to the upside.
Shy.
Yes, sir.
What were your thoughts on Pan W earnings?
I'd sell this gap up. I don't think it was anything. Rates very good. The position isn't going as smoothly as they'd hope, but honestly good enough numbers. I thought it'd be much bigger beat because of that CrowdStrike, Black Swan. They're the biggest beneficiary, but they barely got it up. So I think it's a full valuation of 350. So I would be a trimmer of that in the near term. Because right now they're paying the highest valuation multiple in their company's history. It's got all fundamentals and growth trajectory. So I think take that as you must. I think it's a full value over here, but not surprised to see it today because it's just validating that cybersecurity spend is absolutely healthy in this environment and it's only going to continue incrementally with the AI thematic.
Interesting. Thank you. That's kind of what I was thinking too. I was kind of surprised by the top actually.
Apple is ripping and getting that continuation with that candle.
All right, what are we working out today?
I'm doing some back and buys.
Couldn't tell if you were working out or not.
Feel my split channel. Contract on the 230s, 927 for Tesla are over $1,000 a contract gain. Daily contract over $1,000. So if you got 10, whoa.
Damn it! I missed this freaking short on Shopify. Gosh.
VWAP testing coming here on NQ.
I think it's my first time getting $1,000 a ton. It's a lot. Sound trade no fucking.
Degen trade.
Thank you, sir.
That was a big candle on Apple.
Keep it pushing.
Big candle on it. Meta's in a 5-minute squeeze, 10-minute, 15, 30. Jesus, Meta.
Amazon looks weak here. Just rejecting, but if it can hold pre-market low, I'm okay with that.
No, Meta's
Oh,
in
there
a.
we go. Right when I say it, it bounces.
Perfect. Okay.
Meta's in a squeeze from the 5 1 hour.
Watch Snowflake. Snowflake's running again back-to-back days.
Yeah, Snow's been getting some momentum.
No, Blake.
Remember, Tesla is at a big fib, so 226.50. Not a bad spot to be scaling for swings. We are seeing a little bit of rejection. I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of chop sideways around this area today. We'll see. If any of the listeners want to see my screen,
Microsoft, they just took full profit here, up 35%.
you were at Microsoft, so let's go. That thing ripped.
It was a swing.
Good one. That was beautiful.
What this?
Very nice.
Took a dip.
Video almost got to 130. I want to watch it and see what happens.
When are my 185s in the money? Come on.
Oh, Tesla got 18 cents from my level and just yeeted.
Yeet that bitch.
Big fib. Come back down yesterday's high. Retest. Maybe tap that 5-minute 200 EMA, 222.20. Market low. Hold within that range. I'd be fine with that.
Apple is doing well today, Evan.
Papa Booyah. My comp port is like.
Okay, hold up. Let me go check overall.
Almost back.
Oh, this is a short spot right here on Apple.
He did push it.
Might have to try it.
Tomorrow.
Got a minute left on this candle. See what happens.
No. Everyone's down.
Frank.
What the fuck?
He's singing.
Who's that me? Who's that?
That's not you. That sounded just like you.
No.
Not?
I think Nas is hot mic.
That's why it sounded like it's like muffled.
Tuesday morning. He's on the golf course.
Yeah.
She might be pulling back.
It looks like it is.
Yeah, I'm about like 240.
I want him to hear what he says.
What about $1 for that though?
He's gambling.
Sometimes you can see the shit, but niggas
Dude,
let's see what they call it, 60,200. On top of that,
Dollar holla.
I'm
pretty trading. I just
I'm fucking dead.
I kind of want to buy this dip on IWM right here.
Yeah.
Let's come back to that.
I just needed to. I did. You're not wrong.
Yeah, no, it's right.
You are not wrong.
Not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Turn
No, that's something brown on your nose.
Alright, I'm looking at IWM 218 calls here.
Rugged.
Bro, I'm dead.
I'm gonna grab him for $1. August 26th.
Right.
I think that was up on the hill.
I actually didn't
This
see
is
it.
classic New York accent.
Right here, right.
Dude, I'm just crying right now.
Okay.
Mike dead spaces with not.
You have to turn off Jordy's stream, turn on Knott's kick stream golfing right now.
I know. Oh.
Might be another
Literally
iconic spaces moment.
fucking rip.
I know, Garlic. You
Today.
had me crying there, dude. Dying. It was so funny.
Hold on, quiet. He's on the tee. It's a par 4 about 280 yards here.
We'll come
He's
back
got
to
his
that.
3-wood out.
Should be a 9 iron.
That's illegal.
What?
Spy 560 calls, 10-minute CBC risk.
Go for the birdie.
Come on, AMD.
Come on, iDubbbz.
Today's Spaces is brought to you by Big Bertha.
Straight up, dude. That's what I rip. I got my hands on one of the old
DraftKings.
Right here.
DraftKings is ripping here.
Let's go.
I can't believe I smacked the bottom of that thing.
Oh, I got
That's crazy. Get the fuck out of here. Hold on.
break here. I'm
about to take a trim on that.
Spy red to green.
I just turned Walmart here. Up 20%.
Walmart playing golf. I love
Yeah,
it.
sorry about that. I didn't notice how it was.
Bro, no. You are making us die.
Faces cracked up.
We love you. Yeah, we don't even want to trade anymore. We want to come golfing with you guys.
Walmart
up
20%.
I trimmed there.
Go, baby. Go rip that 3-wood.
All right, good pop on iDubbbz. The 60 TE contracts moving a little slow, but they're green here.
Knots, I'm pressing that last hole. You're pressed.
Watch for Unity. Ticker might be called out yesterday. $18 strikes were hot. It's kind of running so far.
Netflix new high day. Oh, you is squeezing. Up 3.23% on the day so far.
Unity software. Oh yeah, it is. Damn, Nvidia. You almost hit 130. Get that short.
Damn, crowd strike.
It was back in 270.
Yeah, it hit it yesterday and they got smacked.
Speaking of 270, this is a dogwood.
Affirm is ripping here. This daily chart is freaking bullish as all hell. Nvidia back at the low.
Spy's just
Here we go,
560. A little battle.
Here we go. Come on, baby.
Guys, we got Spy closing above 560 or below it today?
At it.
On it, yeah. Exactly on it. Fuck your question.
We're gonna put this here because we seen it live here and we watched this bitch pop the fuck off.
560.
I watched it pop off. I don't know about anybody watching my thing, so
Yes.
it is what it is.
Go to IWM 5-minute chart. Do you see what I see?
Hold. I'm on my way. IWM.
What lines up right there at low of day? Almost to the penny. It is. I should have done 3 DTE calls instead of 6 because. And I got stopped out on the rest. Nice little bounces and close to expiry.
ES testing this golden zone fib here, 635. I need to see strength above this. This is also resistance at 37. I like the CVC flip, but we're in a range, so I expect 625 to 641 to maintain until we get a breaking base outside of that.
Google decent here.
IWM looks a bit bare flaggy.
Oh yeah, it just broke it to the downside. EMA lined up at 214.44, which also lined up with the low where IWM bounced at right before the close yesterday. So that was the reason why I grabbed those calls there for that scalp. Back up to the 9 EMA, and then the rejection came back down, stopped out the rest. And now she should go to 214. Google looking strong.
Eli Lilly getting to those highs, ripping today.
Somebody said
shout out Defiance for the 2 times leverage. Eli Lilly.
Someone in my Discord who's swung LLY calls.
Oh really?
Yeah. This morning, one of their drug trials came out saying it helped with diabetes in obese patients. Well, like 94% is what they were saying.
Yeah, doing really good. The 2 times leverage ticker from Defiance is over $30 now. So we'll see. There's actually a bit of a chart there now. So
LLYX is that ticker?
Yes, sir.
How you writing?
For some reason, I typed in ELYX first.
I'm tempted to scalp IWM calls again off 214 here.
How you writing that check? This shit is a scam. That shit gonna rub so fucking hard.
Got a level here at 83. Looks strong right now, though.
Oh, that Apple short off that 227 back down to the EMAs was nice. Right back there. AMD going to pre-market high. DraftKings is on rocket dip.
I really like Sandar Strike for some Shopify puts. I'm trying to figure out the
Me too.
dead mover.
I've been trying to short Shopify yesterday. I got chopped up in it. I'm still
pulling back.
Still trying to do it again.
I mean, this move is first off, fundamentally it does not belong above $70 at all.
Yeah, B shit ruled yesterday,
but
man.
it has similar price action as trade desk.
There's just one person pumping up the
V-shape
chart.
recovery with velocity. It's weird. And both are just, I don't know, have such a high multiple. But it's weird how those two names are coinciding with the right price action on any kind of drop.
Most of these options contracts, there's no volume behind it. Like I'm looking at the 72s and 73s for September 6th. Because the bid and ask is crazy. There's no volume on these contracts.
You're gonna have to go for quad witching on September 20th. There's some volume on yard strikes.
Yeah.
20% gain spy call. That's sold half. Pre-market high test here. We're nearing the upper portion of the range, the supply on ES and SPY. NQ testing, bill breaker range here, pushing into the 90s. We break over 900. For a scalp, I would target 910, 920s.
Morning, gentlemen. How we doing?
What's up, Luke?
Yo, good morning.
What's up, what up?
Good morning.
Not a bad bounce back.
So we got SPY approaching our 560.40 pre-market high. Looks like it missed it by a cent. Interested to see what happens here.
Good bounce on IWM off 214 there.
We might just stay in the pre-market range. Right at that pre-market high. SPY. Chop in the range day. Looking like it's that rejection.
Guys, I don't want to alarm anyone, but PayPal is trading at 52 guys right now. First time that's happened.
Why is that alarming?
Oh, just wanted to say it. Change up the tone a little bit.
It's alarming because PayPal's infamous for like head fakes. And you kind of break out, they pull back. That's why I think it's not jinx because it's the real breakout. Everyone's been waiting for for like years.
I've been waiting. My position is now down 6%. Unfortunately, my PayPal cost base is 73.81, but it could be a lot worse. Could be better.
I'm about to send these Shopify puts.
Send it.
There's time as well, so I can always add. Get chopped up with expiries like yesterday, but.
Microsoft's strong enough over pre-market high.
Apple's just hit 227 again.
AMD. Bet the new high day. Micron's 150s are up 116% here on AMD.
Damn, son.
There's the bill breaker here. 900 break. For a scalp, remember if you're in it. Sub 900, I would target 910, 920s.
There goes Google.
Quick profit.
Pre-market high here, just breaking over.
Evan, how many dollars?
So good.
I am at 2066.
Let's go. I think AMD after that. 302 fib I have at 161.32.
All right, there goes Meta's 5 minutes upside. 15 minutes. It's also starting to curl upside now as well. New high a day. And I missed the fucking Apple short again for the second time on 227.
Dex calm down today.
Wow.